Hey, woke kid. I saw Pauline Hanson at a press conference the other day. Yeah, the reporter asked her whether she had a position on euthanasia. And she looked at him and said, got that scorn on her face and said, "Don't be bloody stupid. I don't much like the adults in Asia. Why would I like the youth anymore?"
Is that one of your own, Dad?
Yeah.
Pretty good and pretty accurate.
Yes, with this bloody referendum, I hear that less than 4 out of 100 Aussies are abos. So it's a bloody good thing that we're going to decide again what's best for them, eh?
Hey Dad, that's the problem with what they're trying to fix with The Voice. That others have decided what's best for the First Nations people all along without listening, and often not even asking or caring about what First Nations people wanted or even thought.
Well, we can't all be held responsible for what happened back then.
Well, it's not just back then, it's now, it's still today. And that's not what the referendum is about. It's about being positive and moving forward together.
But some reckon holding the referendum's divisive.
It's my honest opinion that the act of holding a referendum was not at all divisive. It was actually a chance for a moment of strong unity. It's been made divisive only by some conservative elements because it suited them politically to stoke the division that has always existed, and in doing so has stirred up a lot of deeply ingrained racism. While on the other hand that it's unfortunate, on the other hand it does at least create a moment to talk about this huge issue which has hung over us all, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah, well, they've still pretty much got to get half of all Aussies to vote yes, and then they've got to get that in 4 out of 6 states, so they're going to be really up against it, aren't they?
Yes, that's true, Dad. It's going to need a lot of people deciding to be the best versions of themselves, being first honest to themselves and then voting yes. But there is really no good reason to vote against it. So I'm hopeful that all Aussies can show our big hearts and do what's right.
Look, boy, you've convinced me. I'm going to vote yes, because I want to be the better version of myself. And I also want you to always know that when it come down to it, I stood on the right side. Like I remember my old man proudly telling me he voted yes in '67.
That's great, Dad. I always knew you would.
Yeah, I realised that I not only owe it to the great JT and the lovely Kathy and my Murray mates that I grew up with at home. I mean, really, more than that, I think we all owe it to all, what do you call them, First Nations people? Because you see, even the ones that I don't really like listening to sometimes, like, you know, Anthony Mundine. See, because I've been thinking this, what you said about thresholds and everything based on biases and prejudices, it's right. So, you know, if I'm fair income, I should be able to hear the same thing from a strong black man as any other bloke, or any woman, any Sheila, whatever, you know? Because, believe it or not, I'm not really everyone's cup of tea. Some people don't, believe it or not, some people aren't all that impressed by Alba. Think he's a bit of an angry old bugger. They got their right to their opinion, and, you know, I shouldn't have any advantage over anybody else.
I'm so proud of you, Dad. I'm so glad you listened to your big heart, the big heart that I inherited.
What? Good? Yes!
Looks pretty comfortable.
Let's see. Hey, and what's more, if you manage to help a successful yes campaign for Innisfail, Queensland, and the referendum gets up, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a tattoo of yes right where your mum and my mum have seen and nobody else.
When they vote yes, Dad. When Australia, Queensland and Innisfail vote yes.
You might just be right, my boy. And something else, you might be a bloody woke kid, but you're a bloody good kid. And you're going to be a great man.